Breaking news, the first Fox News national poll since the first presidential debate released at this very minute. And Hillary Clinton, she leads Donald Trump 3% in a four-way race, 43 to 40%, which is exactly the margin of error. But in a two-way matchup, Hillary Clinton, she's over Donald Trump by 5 percentage points, 49 to 44. And now 61% say that Hillary Clinton won that first presidential debate, while 21% say it was Donald Trump. The poll was among likely voters, and it's comprised of 42% Democrats, 38% Republicans, and 18% independents. Joining us right now to help break it all down, two of the very best in the industry, Scott Rasmussen and John Johnson. Scott, let me start with you. These are likely voters. It's a big shift from the prior polling. A 6-point shift. That's a pretty big move.
The two-way race is a 6-point shift, which is a big move. Interestingly, though, the four-way race was only a 2-point jump. So what I think that means is there's still a lot of people who, if you force them to pick between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, they're saying, I'll go with Hillary. But when you give them some other options, they're not quite sold yet. Big story here, though. When I was here on Monday, the trend was all moving in Donald Trump's direction. Since the debate, it's moving the other way.
John, there's no doubt about it. Other parts of the poll, though, may also underscore what's going on here. I think more particularly if I'm in the Donald Trump camp, temperament. Hillary Clinton gets a 67% nod on that. Donald Trump only 37%. Of course, he is beating her when it comes to the economy and government corruption, something everyone is upset about. But you have to wonder, could those be enough to sort of retake this momentum that Scott just talked about?
Right. I think that's actually presents a real problem for Donald Trump right now. I mean, the temperament issue was a central issue in the debate, and the fact that there are so many people now that say that Donald Trump doesn't have the temperament to be the president of the United States in this polling, that is potentially a big problem area for him. I think also related to that, the underlying demographics, when you look at the closer breakdowns, Hillary Clinton's gains amongst women, amongst non-whites, and amongst voters under the age of 45, all after the debate, another significant shift that could be a problem for him.
You know, Scott, obviously, there are a lot of skeptics out there when it comes to polling. I mean, listen, they come out all day long. They're always different.
Oh, come on, people love polls when they tell them what they want to hear.
Now, our audience will want to know why with Fox News, and you didn't conduct a poll, but in the September 14th poll, Democrats were 40% of the poll. In this poll, they're 42% of the poll.
When people start picking things apart like this, they're looking for a reason not to believe it.
But isn't there something there?
Sure, there was something in the likely voter mix that is causing a little bit of a shift in the mix of the poll. And let's be clear, nobody knows who's really going to show up and vote on Election Day. That is the big unknown. But if you're looking to say that because there was this little shift in the likely voter model, that's why we're seeing this, you're missing the larger point. What we're catching in the polls is some level of the enthusiasm that's being generated, and we're also catching this sense of where those people are who were on the fence a week or two ago. And coming after the debate, remember, this whole poll was taken after the debate on Monday. You get a sense that something significant changed.
Right, and of course the Fox poll with respect to the debate mirrors that of others like Pew Research. John, we've seen a lot of ebbs and flows in this election cycle with respect to the polls. Donald Trump had the momentum coming out of the Republican convention. He also reclaimed the momentum just recently after a series of gaffes on the part of Hillary Clinton. How much time does he have to get this momentum back, if possible, and what do you think he has to do?
Well, it's getting closer. As we get closer within 50 days, 40 days, the polls actually start to be a much better predictor of how the election is going to turn out. There's another debate coming up, but the opportunities are getting smaller and smaller for him to actually move these things around. So I think it is going to be tough. Again, if you look at these numbers and these underlying groups, Trump continues to do well with men, continues to do very well with white voters. Also, white voters that are not college educated, that sort of becomes sort of his consolidated base. But you've got to expand beyond that 40 to 44% that he's getting to actually win the Electoral College and ultimately win the election.